My beloved child, don't skip this message. Listen carefully because today's message may be exactly what your heart has been waiting to hear. You have been asking for a sign. You have been praying for an answer. You have wondered whether heaven has heard your tears, your silent prayers, and the words you could never speak out loud. Stay till the end because something huge is waiting for you. What you are about to hear is an inspirational message of hope and faith, not a prediction of specific future events, but its truth may speak directly to your heart. For a long time, you have felt like nothing was changing. You watched doors close. You watched opportunities disappear. You watched people walk away while you questioned whether your prayers had reached heaven at all. There were mornings when hope felt difficult to hold on to and nights when you whispered, "God, are you still with me?" Yet even in those moments of silence, your story was not standing still. The seeds of tomorrow were quietly taking root beneath the surface, where your eyes could not yet see them. Listen carefully because this changes everything. Many people believe miracles always arrive with loud celebrations and dramatic moments, but some of God's greatest works begin in complete silence. A healed heart begins with one small step of forgiveness. A restored life begins with one courageous decision. A new opportunity begins with one unexpected conversation. The miracle often starts long before anyone notices it, growing quietly until the right moment arrives. That is why you must not mistake silence for absence. Sometimes God is working most powerfully when everything appears still. What happened next changed everything. There was once a person who had almost given up believing that life could improve. They had prayed, waited, and hoped for so long that disappointment became familiar. Yet instead of allowing bitterness to take control, they chose to keep walking forward one day at a time. They continued showing kindness. They continued acting with integrity. They continued believing that today's struggle did not have to become tomorrow's identity. Looking back later, they realized that each difficult season had been preparing them for opportunities they never imagined possible. My beloved child, don't let today's delay convince you that tomorrow holds no promise. The path ahead may still contain challenges, but it also holds possibilities you cannot yet see. Every lesson has been shaping your character. Every setback has been strengthening your resilience. Every unanswered question has been teaching you patience. Those qualities become part of the miracle because they prepare you to recognize hope when it finally appears. Stay till the end because the greatest revelation has not yet been revealed. The chapter you are living now is not the conclusion of your story. It is the place where faith begins to grow stronger than fear, where hope quietly overcomes doubt, and where your heart learns to trust even before it sees the outcome. In the next chapter, heaven reveals why some blessings arrive later than expected, why every delay can carry purpose, and how a miracle may be closer than you ever imagined. My beloved child, don't skip this message. Listen carefully because you have reached the chapter where hope begins to shine through the darkness. You may not see every answer today. You may not understand every delay. But heaven reminds you that a season of waiting is not the same as a season of being forgotten. Stay till the end because what happened next changed everything, and the lesson hidden inside it has the power to renew your faith. There was a time when someone believed their prayers had gone unanswered. They looked around and saw other people moving ahead while they remained in the same place. They wondered why doors stayed closed, why opportunities slipped away, and why life seemed so quiet. Yet what they could not see was that God was working in ways that could not be measured by appearances. While they focused on what had not yet happened, their character was being strengthened, their wisdom was growing, and their heart was being prepared for responsibilities they were not yet ready to carry. Listen carefully because this changes everything. Sometimes we ask God to remove every challenge, but instead He gives us the strength to walk through it. We ask for immediate answers, but instead He teaches us patience. We ask for an easier road, but instead He shapes us into people who can handle greater opportunities with humility and gratitude. The miracle is not always found in changing your circumstances overnight. Sometimes the miracle begins by changing you. What happened next changed everything. The person who had almost lost hope decided to take one faithful step at a time instead of waiting for perfect certainty. They continued treating others with kindness. They remained honest even when dishonesty seemed easier. They chose gratitude instead of bitterness. Looking back later, they realized those ordinary decisions had quietly opened doors they never expected. The blessing did not arrive because they forced it to happen. It arrived because they were prepared to receive it. My beloved child, heaven reminds you that comparison steals peace. Your journey is not meant to look exactly like anyone else's. Some people bloom early. Others bloom later. Some receive opportunities quickly. Others grow through seasons of preparation first. Neither path is forgotten. God works differently in every life, and His timing is not measured by the expectations of the world. Stay till the end because something huge is waiting for you. If your heart feels tired today, let this message remind you that one difficult chapter does not define the entire story. The door that closed may have protected you from something you could not see. The opportunity that slipped away may have made room for one that fits your purpose more completely. The silence you are experiencing today may simply be the quiet before a new beginning. Listen carefully because this is the turning point. Faith is not pretending that life is easy. Faith is choosing to trust that goodness, wisdom, and hope still have a place in your future, even when you cannot yet see the outcome. Keep walking. Keep growing. Keep believing that today's effort matters. The miracle you are hoping for may not arrive exactly as you imagined, but your life can still be transformed through courage, perseverance, and trust. My beloved child, don't lose heart. In the next chapter, heaven reveals why some blessings seem delayed, the unexpected way miracles often appear, and the beautiful truth that can turn waiting into peace. Stay till the end. The most powerful part of this message is still ahead. My beloved child, don't skip this message. Listen carefully because you have reached the chapter where everything begins to make sense. The questions you have been carrying, the prayers you thought had gone unheard, and the waiting that has tested your faith are not meaningless. Stay till the end because something huge is waiting for you. The miracle you have been praying for may not always arrive the way you imagined, but God is still able to bring hope, strength, and unexpected opportunities into your life. For so long, you have looked at closed doors and believed they were the end of the story. You wondered why certain plans failed, why certain people walked away, and why your path seemed harder than everyone else's. But what if those closed doors were not rejection? What if they were protection? What if God was quietly leading you away from something that would have taken you further from the purpose He had prepared for you? Sometimes we only understand the reason for a delay after we have safely passed through it. Listen carefully because this changes everything. There are blessings that require preparation before they can be received. A tree cannot carry heavy fruit until its roots have grown deep enough to support it. In the same way, your character, your patience, and your faith are growing beneath the surface, even when no one else can see it. The waiting season is not empty. It is where strength is formed, wisdom is gained, and hope learns to stand even when circumstances remain uncertain. What happened next changed everything. One day, the person who had spent years wondering why life seemed so difficult looked back on their journey. They realized that every disappointment had taught resilience. Every delay had created maturity. Every challenge had developed compassion for others. The miracle they had been asking God for did not simply change their circumstances. It changed their heart first. And because their heart had changed, they were finally able to recognize blessings that had been surrounding them all along. My beloved child, heaven reminds you that God's timing is never rushed, and it is never late. It unfolds with wisdom that often becomes clear only in hindsight. You may not understand today's chapter, but you do not have to understand everything in order to keep trusting. Faith grows strongest when it chooses hope in the middle of uncertainty. Stay till the end because this next revelation is powerful. The miracle closest to you may not be the sudden event you have imagined. It may begin with a restored relationship, a new opportunity, a healed perspective, unexpected encouragement, or the courage to take one faithful step you were once too afraid to take. Great changes often begin with small acts of obedience, kindness, forgiveness, and perseverance. Listen carefully because your story is still being written. Do not allow disappointment to convince you that your future has already been decided. Every sunrise is another reminder that new beginnings are possible. Every breath is another reminder that God has not finished working in your life. Keep praying. Keep believing. Keep living with integrity, gratitude, and love. Those qualities prepare your heart for whatever blessings tomorrow may hold. My beloved child, the greatest chapter is still ahead. In the final part of this message, heaven reveals the beautiful purpose behind your waiting, the peace that comes from trusting God completely, and the encouraging reminder that no season of faith is ever wasted. Stay till the end. The best ending is yet to come. My beloved child, don't skip this message. Listen carefully because you have arrived at a chapter that many people never fully understand. They pray for miracles, yet they overlook the quiet work God is doing within them every single day. Stay till the end because what you are about to hear may completely change the way you see your waiting season. This is not the end of your story. It is the place where hope begins to rise stronger than fear. For a long time, you believed that nothing was happening because nothing around you seemed to change. You measured your progress by what your eyes could see. You counted the closed doors. You remembered the disappointments. You focused on the unanswered prayers. But heaven reminds you that God's greatest work often begins where human eyes cannot see. Just as a seed grows beneath the soil long before it breaks through the surface, your life may be changing in ways that are still hidden from view. Growth is happening even when it feels invisible. Listen carefully because this changes everything. Every challenge you have faced has been teaching you something that comfort never could. The difficult conversations taught you wisdom. The lonely seasons taught you that your worth does not depend on the approval of others. The delays taught you patience. The disappointments taught you resilience. Looking back one day, you may discover that the very moments you wished had never happened became the moments that prepared you for your greatest opportunities. What happened next changed everything. There came a moment when the person in this story stopped asking, "Why is this happening to me?" and started asking, "What can I learn from this?" That single change in perspective transformed everything. Instead of feeling trapped by circumstances, they became strengthened by them. Instead of waiting helplessly, they began growing intentionally. They discovered that faith is not about pretending life is easy. It is about choosing hope, integrity, and perseverance even when the road is difficult. My beloved child, heaven wants you to remember that miracles are not always dramatic. Sometimes the miracle is waking up with strength after a season of exhaustion. Sometimes the miracle is finding peace after years of anxiety. Sometimes the miracle is forgiving someone who hurt you or discovering the courage to take the next step when fear once held you back. These quiet miracles change lives every bit as much as the extraordinary ones. Stay till the end because something beautiful is waiting for you. Every prayer you have offered has shaped your heart, even when the answer looked different from what you expected. Every act of kindness has mattered. Every moment you chose hope instead of bitterness has planted seeds that can bear fruit in ways you cannot yet imagine. Nothing done in love, faith, and honesty is ever wasted. Listen carefully because this is the turning point. God is not asking you to know every detail of tomorrow. He is inviting you to trust Him with today. Take the next faithful step. Speak with kindness. Live with integrity. Continue believing that your life has purpose, even when the path ahead seems unclear. One step of faith today can become the beginning of a testimony you will one day share with gratitude. My beloved child, don't lose hope now. In the final chapter, heaven reveals the greatest lesson of all, that your miracle is not simply about reaching a destination. It is about becoming the person God has been lovingly shaping through every season. And when you look back, you will realize that His faithfulness was present in every chapter, even the ones you struggled to understand. Stay till the end. The most beautiful ending is still to come. My beloved child, don't skip this message. Listen carefully because we have reached the final chapter of this journey. Everything you have experienced, the waiting, the questions, the tears, the quiet prayers whispered when no one else was listening, has led to this moment. Stay till the end because the greatest message God wants you to carry is not one of fear, but of hope. Not one of uncertainty, but of peace. This is an inspirational message, not a promise of a specific future event, but its truth can strengthen your heart wherever you are today. For so long, you believed your miracle was waiting somewhere far ahead, beyond one more challenge, one more delay, one more unanswered prayer. But heaven gently reminds you that miracles are often already unfolding in ways you cannot yet recognize. Every time you chose kindness over bitterness, a miracle was taking shape. Every time you found the strength to keep going after disappointment, a miracle was growing within you. Every time you trusted God when the road made no sense, your faith became stronger than your fear. Listen carefully because this changes everything. One day, the person in this story looked back over the years and saw something they had completely missed while living through those difficult seasons. The closed doors had protected them. The delays had prepared them. The heartbreaks had taught compassion. The failures had built wisdom. What once looked like obstacles had quietly become stepping stones leading them toward a life filled with greater purpose than they had ever imagined. What happened next changed everything. Instead of asking, "God, why did this happen to me?" they began asking, "God, how can I use everything I have learned to bless others?" That simple question transformed their life. Their pain became empathy. Their waiting became patience. Their struggles became a testimony of perseverance. They realized the greatest miracle was not simply that circumstances changed, it was that they had changed. Their heart had become stronger, gentler, wiser, and more grateful. My beloved child, Heaven wants you to know that your story is not defined by your hardest day. It is not defined by your greatest disappointment. It is not defined by the prayers that seemed unanswered. Your story is defined by the faith that carried you through those moments. Every chapter has been shaping you into someone capable of bringing light into the lives of others. That purpose is far greater than you may realize today. Stay till the end because something beautiful is waiting for you. Do not lose hope because the journey feels long. Do not give up because progress seems slow. The sunrise never arrives before its appointed time, yet it never fails to come. In the same way, continue walking with faith, honesty, and love. Continue treating people with kindness. Continue trusting that God is able to bring good even from seasons you never would have chosen for yourself. Listen carefully because this is the greatest revelation of all. The miracle closest to you may not simply be a changed circumstance. It may be a changed heart. A heart that forgives more quickly. A heart that loves more deeply. A heart that trusts more completely. A heart that no longer allows fear to control tomorrow because it has learned to place its hope in God today. As this message comes to an end, imagine yourself standing at the beginning of a brand new chapter. The weight you have carried is becoming lighter. The doubts that once filled your mind are losing their power. Hope is quietly taking their place. You may not know exactly what tomorrow holds, but you can walk into it with confidence, knowing that God walks beside you through every step of the journey. So lift your head, my beloved child. Keep praying. Keep believing. Keep growing. Keep loving. Your life has purpose. Your journey has meaning. And no season spent trusting God is ever wasted. The ending of this story is not despair. It is hope. It is not defeat. It is renewal. It is not fear. It is peace. And one day, when you look back on this chapter, you may smile with gratitude and realize that the miracle was not only what God did around you. It was also what He lovingly did within you. Walk forward in faith, my beloved child. Your best chapter is still ahead. The end.